welcome. I'm so excited for today's live episode 5 is where we are on right now. Welcome. All right. Please let me know where you're joining from so that I can give you a shout out and so that we can get to know one another before we begin. Okay, let me see. So welcome back to our live for today. Welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here for today's live. All right. So let me know where you're joining from. Let's give it a few moments for others to also join. So the last live, I was able to share it in the live stream, like the replay. I saved it for some. Oh, hello, Squats Anime Series. Welcome. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome. I'm so excited to see you here. So in the last live, I saved the replay for some who may have missed it so that they can also watch it and benefit from what we have learned so far. Hello, how are you doing? How is your day going? Welcome to today's live. All right. Oh, hi, Scoarts. Hello, how are you doing today? How is everything going? How is everything so far? Okay. All right. I'm so happy to see everyone here. And I hope you were able to enjoy the live stream, the replay for some who may have missed it. All right. So while others may still be joining us later today, we can get started with what we have. I'm doing fine, and you? Oh, I'm also doing fine. Thanks for asking. I'm happy to see you today. Happy to see every one of you that's joining. So in this episode, we are diving into something a lot of content creators, whether they're old or new, they are struggling with. That's what we're going to dive into today. It is the editing. All right. Now listen, I know editing can feel like the scary part. Some people feel like you have to be a tech genius, that you have to use really expensive cameras to make your content look great. But that's not true at all. In fact, some of the best edits that you've seen online, they were done using a simple phone with free tools, and more importantly, they used a smart mindset. So today I am going to be sharing with you editing hacks that work no matter what you are using. I'm not going to be like talking about apps. I'm not going to be naming any apps. I'm going to be sharing with you the technique into how to make editing videos that stand out. So let's get in. I made a few notes so that I would not make or miss any part. And those few notes I want to share with you because this is editing, so it will have some technicalities and I want you all to get it right. So first things first, before we even start cutting and trimming, I want you to understand something that is super important. Editing, when we mention editing, you don't need to think of it as something that is scary. Editing is storytelling. That is it. Every video that you're posting is telling a story, whether it is in the format of dance, whether it's in the format of a comedy skit, whether it's in the format of a day in your life, or even of a product review. A good edit, it simply helps your story to shine brighter. If you're able to edit it very well, it will make your story to shine brighter. So whether you are editing or if you are editing a video, you can ask yourself this question: what is the beginning of my story? Question number 1. What is the beginning of my story? And then what is the middle of the story? and then what is the ending. Once you're able to figure out these three, even if it's a 10-second video, that structure will help to give your video the right flow. Hello, Success Good. Welcome to our live for today. Hello and welcome. And when you are able to identify these three, what is the beginning of my story, what is the middle of the story, and what is the ending, this structure, it will give you that video the flow. And it's that flow that keeps people watching, because they will want to know, we've seen the beginning, what happens in the middle of the video, what happens at the ending of the video. So it's these three that actually makes people watch. It's not about using expensive camera. And this is the key. People don't just watch the videos, they also watch the energy in these videos. So your editing should support your energy. It should not distract from it. It should support it. The video you are making, when you are making the edits, make sure that the editing should support the energy of that video that you're making. It should not distract people from it. All right, now let's talk about how you can shoot your content in a way that makes editing easier and juicier. If you're recording, don't just make one boring shot. For example, if you're making a film, don't just film from one angle. You could be creative, film from different angles. For instance, let me give you an example right here. If I'm making a video of me in a room, I don't have to film just from one direction. I could make it to be that my camera is turned slightly, like tilted a bit. I could change direction. It could be from this angle, from that angle, from the back, up, front. So if you're doing that, it will make your videos to bring it more to life. It will not just be, I'm talking to you, you're listening to me. They will get to see it from different angles. All right. Yes, I'm interested in video shooting tips. That's great. I'm happy to know that Success Good, and that's what I'm sharing with everyone today. So that is one. Film from different angles. It could be a horizontal angle, the front, from the sides, even from the back. And you could do close-up shots of your face. If you're making a video of DIY stuff, you could do close-up shots of the hands, of your reaction. You could make add movements, like walking into the frame or turning around. You could add those movements so that people will see that it's not just a statue. So these things will give you options so that it will not be as though you are just talking to a camera, that the camera is just there. When you are filming from different angles, adding movements to it, it will help you out when you are editing, so that you will know, okay, this angle, and like that. Now let's talk about lighting, because lighting is very important. Even if you don't, you could face the window. All right, morning light is a golden one. You could film it in the morning. You could film it during a time when there is this natural light shining through your window, because trust me, natural lighting, it will add a softness to your video. It will make it to be pop. The way mine is right now, you can see my face clearly. If I were to film it in a dark place, it would blur out the video and it will not add life to it. All right. And when you are editing, don't forget to insert little b-rolls, that is extra clips that will support, just a second, all right, extra support the main scene. It could be like a slow pan of your room, your outfit, even if you are sipping a drink, just add them in the video. Maybe you are making a video of a day in my life. Don't just say, hello everyone, welcome to a day in my life video. Today I'm going to start eating this food, then we move to the next part. No, you don't do it suddenly. Just make it natural. You say, hello everyone, welcome to a day in my life video. Today I'm going to be taking you out on a weekend edition. You could start by sipping a drink. That is a B-roll clip, just extra clip that will support the main scene. Once you're done sipping the tea, Then we could see the next session. Okay, first of all, we are going to clean the house. You could show something like that. You could show when you are cleaning the house, sweeping. Don't just cut the scene. I want to clean the house, you cut it, you take us outside, I want to do this. No, you have to add life to it, make it natural. All right, we're going to sweep the house. You could show clips of when you're cleaning the house, if it's dusting the windows, if it's dusting the couches. Just show this, it will bring life to it. And these small details, it will make your video to look more professional without trying too hard. All right, so just add all of these. Now we've discussed about the what editing is and how to make it feel from raw to real, make it to be realistic. Like when I wake up in the morning, what is the first thing I do? It's not just to head straight to the camera. I'll first of all, because I cannot teleport, of course, so I'll first of all get out of the bed, then stretch a bit, because most of us stretch. You could stretch a bit, and then you could grab a cup of water, drink, and then say, hello everyone, welcome to a day in my life. So these are some tips that can help you out when you are shooting a video, and to help you when you are editing, because all of these details, they really make your video look professional. All right, so now we've dealt with those two parts. Let us move over to yet another thing that can help you when you are editing a video. Now we're going to talk about something that some people often ignore. That is, do you hear that? Sound. Sound. The way you cut a video with sound, it can completely change how people feel when they are watching a video. For instance, let's say you are lip syncing. If you know what lip syncing is, you know when there's audio going on and you are just mouthing the words. You're not saying it, you're just mouthing it as though you're saying it. That is lip syncing. Or let's say you are dancing. All right, now try to sync your cuts to the beat. That little boom or the sound of clapping, match the movement so that it hits different. Match your movement to that sound, the way you move. Let's say you made a video of you unboxing items. Maybe you got a new camera, for instance, and you're unboxing the camera, and you're like, yeah, you know, when you're clapping, the sound may be as though it's your hand clapping. For instance, let me show it to you. Let's imagine that I made a video. Hello everyone, welcome to today. I'm making an unboxing video. I'm going to unbox a camera. For instance, let's say it's a camera. Imagine this is a camera. Let's imagine it. Now, look at this. I unbox it. I say, wow, it looks great. Yay! Now, the sound of my hands clapping, it may not be that loud depending on how you clap. So you could add this clap effect that, like the crowds clapping, like yay. So as you are clapping, you could add that clap effect so that it would resonate with the movements you make with your hands, and that would make your videos to pop. All right, now you can also cut out the dead space. Maybe let's say you are talking from, if you are someone that likes using scripts to prepare videos. Let's say for some instance you are talking, and as you're talking you give spaces, like that. Now you can decide when you are editing to cut out those spaces, so that if you say something like this, hello everyone, my name is Marvy Scoarts, I'm happy to see you. Now those spaces I put in, if you are editing it, you could cut out those spaces so that it will sound more like, hello everyone, I'm Marvy Scoarts, it's nice to see you. You see, it joins the words together. It will cut out those dead spaces, because if you're taking too long to start talking, to make it to be kind of awkward. So just keep that pace to be flowing. Hello everyone, I'm Marvy Scoarts, nice to meet you. So it will keep the space to be flowing naturally, as though you are talking to someone naturally, even though you are talking to the camera. So it will make it to flow naturally. You could even add sound effects, things like this bell ding, ding. Maybe when something is revealed, you could add a bell ding, ding. Or when a transition is about to happen, because you are the one that knows you added the transition. But if you want your audience to know that you've added a transition, you could add an effect like whoosh for the transition. So once it's video clips, they are transited, that whoosh will give your audience like, oh, we're in a new place now, without startling them that you automatically jump to a new place. You could even add this rewind sound, like this sound that happens when you are making a funny mistake. So all these tiny sounds you add, they add life to these edits you make. It will make it to be more professional. It gives personality. All right. So these sounds, when you are adding them, you remember, for those dead spaces that you did not say anything, you can cut it. And when you are adding sounds, you could add them. If it's for something revealing, you could add a ding sound, like I've mentioned. A rewind, maybe you made a mistake, or oh, that sound they use when something goes wrong. So all of these, they bring life to your videos. They make it to be more professional. Now let's talk about another smart editing trick that can help you out. Now, some smart tricks that you can use, no matter the editing app you are using, no matter the editing app you are on, these things, they can work across the board. You can use the split tool. The split tool, you could use it to cut out parts that you don't need, because when you are filming a video, the video is on, the camera is on, it films everything. When you are editing, you could use the split tool to cut out those parts that you do not need. And then you could use things like the zoom in effect to emphasize reaction of words. You could use that zoom in effect. And then you could decide to add text overlay for humor. You could decide to add text overlay for emphasis, to explain things quickly. You could add a text overlay. I often add text overlay for my videos to explain things quickly. Things that you may not say in the video, you could just add it. It could be a single sentence. All right? You could make it to be cinematic. If you're making it to be cinematic, you could slow down the video, or you could use speed ramping. That is when you slow down the part of the clip and all of a sudden you speed it up. It gives that dramatic effect. For instance, maybe you're walking into the room and maybe you are walking very slowly. You could make the first 2 seconds to be that you're walking slowly. All of a sudden, you just increase the speed and fiam, it just happens quickly. So you could do that to make it to be cinematic. And if you're using transitions, you don't need to use too many. You could make it to be using a few, maybe simple fade in, simple swipe in, the zoom in. Those can work. You don't need to make it to be too many, because when you use this few, it will make the videos to feel smooth. It will not make it to look so huge. Now here is a bonus tip that I wrote as part of the training. I wrote it down so that I will not forget it. Now, if you are adding text overlay, you could blur the background behind your text so that it will make the text to pop. All right, just blur the background so that the text on screen will pop. The background of the text is what I'm talking about. If the background is white, the text is black, you could blur the background white, not the background image, not the background video, rather the background of the text. You could blur it a bit and make the text to, that will make the text to pop, and people will be able to read it more easily. Okay, now if you have any questions so far, let me know in the chat. I'll be sure to answer them. So far we are seeing the editing tips that can help you and that can be very useful for you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll happily respond as soon as possible. Let me check it. Okay, let me check all of them. All right, let me change it to all. So if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, let me know so that I'll respond to your questions and we can continue later on. So, any questions? None. Okay, let's continue. Okay, what editing app do you use? Wow, that is a very amazing question. That's like the question of the day. To be honest, I use whatever feels right. But the session that I'm handling for today, because many people use different apps, all right? And the main thing is not just about knowing what to do, because even if your app changes, the skills that you have, it will not fade. You get what I'm saying? So it matters in the how, not in the where. The editing app is not that important, although some are better than others. Like if you go online, you can find a lot. But what I'm talking about now is not the app, is knowing what to do in the editing features, how to go about editing your videos, because many editing apps, they can have the split, they have the zoom in, they have the fade effects. So I'm just explaining how you can go about in the editing. All right, hopefully that answers your questions. So hopefully that answers the questions that you are having regards with that question that you asked. What editing apps do you use? Hopefully that has answered the question for you. If you still have any more, let me know. I'll be sure to answer that. All right. What are some beginner editing hacks? Well, that's a great question. Let me just share with you a few secrets that can help you out in editing. Now, if you want to keep the energy up, you could cut out the pauses and dead space. For instance, when I was talking like, hello everyone, my name is Marvy Scoarts, I'm happy to meet you. You could cut out those spaces in between it and make it to be like, hello everyone, my name is Marvy Scoarts, how are you all doing? It will keep that pace flowing naturally. You understand? And if you want to add motion without making it too dramatic, you could just zoom in and out slightly on certain clips. Just zoom in. Let's say, let me keep this here so that you see it well. So let's say this is our camera, for instance. So let's say I'm unboxing it and I'm like, hey guys, guess what? Here is our new camera that we just bought, for instance. So as I'm showing it, I could add some shaky effect, or I'll say, yay, here is it. I could zoom in a bit to add this excitement in that I'm feeling, so it will match the energy. Remember, we're talking about the editing skills we have. It should match the energy. So if I'm holding it like this, I'll be like, here is what we just got. So I could sort of make it to be that is zoomed. All right, it zoomed a bit, and when it zooms, you can also feel the energy as well, even though you're watching from the video. So it will be as though it zoomed a bit, like you get to see it in zoomed level. So that could definitely help you out for that kind of feel, to add motion without making it to be dramatic. You could also use sound effects wisely. Yeah, even the tiny pop sound or camera shutter clicks, those type of sounds, it can bring your videos to life. And always preview your edits with the sound on, because the vibes matter, not just the visuals. You also need to make sure that before you complete the editing features, make sure to preview the edit, so that if there's any need for any adjustments, you'll be able to know way ahead of time. So I hope that answers your questions, cartoons. I would love to see how all of your work turns out. And if you have any other questions, let me know. I'll be sure to answer them one at a time for today. So let me check through it. If there are any questions, let me know. How do I edit faster? Wow, these are amazing questions. I love this kind of question. Squat Anime series, I really hope these tips I'm sharing with you, they will help you out. I love the questions that you're all asking. Now, editing, it can feel like, how will I put it? Like Gary soaking up water, all right? Here's what can help you to edit faster. Keep a basic structure in mind before you start. Remember how we put the structure. think about the beginning of the story of the video, because every edit is like telling a story. So think about the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and the ending of the story. So keep that basic structure in mind before you start, and use templates, or you could use your previous edits when they are possible to do so. Now, if you are planning on using batch edit meaning do similar tasks together, you can add that. Like, you can cut all the whole clips in the videos and then start adding transition later. This can help to make your editing to be faster. Instead of working on one part then working on another part, you can decide for the whole video you can batch edit it, do the similar tasks like cutting the clips first, then adding transition next, then you can now add sound effects later. This can make it to make your editing to be much faster. All right, it can help you out to make the videos that you are editing to make it more faster, so that it will not just be that you are editing one part for like an hour before you move over to the next part of that same video. All right, so that's for how do I edit faster. Okay, someone asked another question. How do I match clips with sound or music perfectly? Great. I love these questions that we are asking, because these questions will help us to understand this editing aspect in content creation. It will help us out a lot. Now, this is it's an amazing question. Now, here is the trick if you want to match clips with sound or music perfectly, because I mentioned that it can bring life to the video. Now, here is the thing. Zoom into your timeline. All right, zoom into your timeline in your videos when you're editing. That line, if you're editing the line of the videos, you see it as a timeline. Watch for the beats. They may usually look like little spikes. Now place your cuts right there, and if your app allows you to mark those areas, you could mark it, give it a marking, so you can use it to guide those markings, to guide you. And as you are practicing, you'll be able to start feeling the beat, so you'll be able to know when to add clips or sounds or music perfectly. So first of all, zoom into that timeline, watch for beats. When you are making a video, you get a sense of, I feel this is where I'm supposed to add these clips. They may look like little spikes, all right, in the videos. When you are zooming in, as you are watching it, you can just place the cut right there. Once you place the cut right there, if you app allows that marking, just add the markings, and then just let that marking guide you as you move further. That can help you, and with constant practice you'll be able to know exactly where the beat starts, and then you'll be able to impute them. So hopefully these tips would help you, so you'll be able to match the clips with the sound or the music go viral. So how to make that video to go viral is also what we can get from the editing. So hopefully I've answered the questions. Any other questions before we continue, before we proceed? I'll be happy to reply you as soon as possible. Any other questions? Let me know. Okay, how do I make my videos go viral with editing? This question is very, very amazing. It's just so you've been paying attention so far during this live sessions, this live series. This question is like, making viral content is like a combo of many things, a combination of many things, all right? But editing also helps. You could keep the first 3 seconds really catchy. Make sure it catches the attention of the audience. And you could use relatable, because I'm using relatable. So you could use relatable or funny or emotional moments to capture people's attention. You could even add subtitles as well and keep it fast paced. Make sure the subtitle matches with what you are saying at the moment, so that it can grab the audience's attention. And more importantly, edit it like you are the viewer. Don't edit it like you are the creator, because when you edit it like the viewer, it helps you to see things from the viewer's perspective, and it will help you to ask questions like, would you watch that video to the end? If not, you can cut it, trim the edges that you feel that are not important. Those parts that are not important, you can trim it, tweak it a bit, and be your own editor and be your audience. imagine if I'm viewing this video, will I watch it to the end? If you feel no, you will not watch it to the end, clip out those parts that you feel may be affecting that area in the videos, and then you can decide to, all right, you can decide to, let me turn it off. So clip out those areas that you feel that may bore, maybe sort of not important in the clip. And with all these tips I've shared, you'll be able to get the videos that have value and could definitely go viral. It may not go viral immediately, but it will definitely go viral. If you keep on practicing these tips, it will definitely go viral. All right. Now, someone may ask a question like, can I still create good content even if I don't know how to edit well? Because we're talking about editing. Yes, you can be able to create good content. You don't need to let editing to stop your greatness. You can start with what you know. Even if it's a simple cut that tells the story, you could do that. And with time, as you level up, you'll be able to always learn along the way how to edit it. So just keep posting. Don't wait until you are perfect. The editing skills, you learn it constantly, and before long, when you practice it, you improve, and then you'll be able to become an expert as time goes on in the editing parts. So let's zoom on that thing. I don't know why it's having this. Okay, it's connected now. All right. So now that we've already considered those questions, if you still have any other questions, let me know in the chat. I'll be sure to reply. For now, we'll still continue to consider some other smart editing tips that can help you as a content creator, whether you're new or intermediate. It will help you out. Now, here is the thing. You need to keep it simple when you are editing videos, because it may sound like a lot, but you don't have to use everything at once, because the best edits that you will find, they are usually the simplest ones. You want it to be that your audience is focused on you. Okay, that your audience is focused on you. They are not distracted by 10 different effects that you are just using that is flying across the screen. And you can ask yourself this question, that if somebody watches this video without sound, like if the sound is turned off, we don't understand what is going on at the moment. If yes, then that is a strong video. So make the videos to be that it is a video that even if the sound is not on, they can understand what is going on. Like right now, you can see what I'm doing. Even without the sound on, you can guess that I am talking about something. Now, what am I talking about? If you check through the live, you can guess that, oh, she's sharing editing tips on that can help content creators. Yes. So that is how you can go about it. Keep it simple but strong. Also, please add captions when possible. It's very, very important. Not only does it help people who watch it on mute, captions, captions, those things that show up as you're talking, those captions, make sure to add it. It will help people that are watching on mute, and it can also help to increase the watch time, because people, as they see it, even if it's on mute, they will stay longer because they can follow along easily. They can tell what is going on. Even if it is not, the sound is off, they can be able to tell what is going on. So I want to hear from you. Do you feel like, editing is overwhelming with the tips I've shared? I've said used that has worked for you. If you have been working on any, let me know in the chat. Or have you ever posted something and said, I feel I could have edited it better? I know even I have also felt that as well. So let me know in the chat. If you have any questions, also let me know. This is like interaction. All right, it's an interaction. It's not just me talking. You can also interact using the chat, or if you're watching the replay, you could use it in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. So let me check the chat to see any other questions that may have popped up while I was talking and that maybe I may have skipped so far. Let me know. If you have any questions so far, be sure to let me know in the chats. All right. Okay. Seems we don't have any other questions. So you could just ask it if you are watching the replay. Ask in the comments. Don't be shy. I'm here to help you. That is the purpose of these live sessions that we are working on. This live series that I started, that is the purpose of it all. To help you out. If in case you have any issues, you can just ask and I'll be sure to get back to you. Alright? So if you're joining us, you can also tell me, say hi, and I'll give you a shout out. So you don't need to be afraid or anything. This is an open space. We're here to share ideas and learn together. Okay? What if I edit and still get low views? Hi! Now this is something that feels deep. If you edit and you get low views, hi! First of all, this is what I would suggest. Oh, hi Anna. Hello. Laura. Hello. Welcome to our live for today. How are you doing? Okay, this question you've asked, it really does happen, okay, if you edit it and you still get low views. First of all, know this, that the views is not what defines your worth, all right? First, I understand it can be discouraging. It can be a bit discouraging, but focus on improving every video. Focus on improving it. And always share your work. Share it online. Even if people don't notice it today, they will notice it soon. So keep editing. Keep posting. And the right people will definitely see it. Alright? So don't think the views, when they are low, don't think that is what defines your worth, okay? Your worth is not in that views. The worth you have is not in those views. Okay? So don't let that discourage you. So that is for that question. Any other question that I've missed? Let me check it out in this plot. So far we have come to a lot. I'm really happy as to know how all of you are really benefiting from today's life. I really appreciate all of that. So let me see if there are any questions that I have not answered. Okay, I've answered that question. Okay, another one is here. How can I add subtitles or text in a creative way? Wow, these questions really are. I love the way the questions are popping up. This is a great question. You could try using different fonts. Okay? Try using different fonts to show emotion. For instance, you could use a big font for shouting. You could use a small one for whisper. Let's use this as an example. Although I'm not able to add text overlay with this since we're live, but I can give you an idea. Still on our imaginary unboxing series that we have. Hi Faves Manake. Hello, welcome to our live. Still on this, imagine that I'm showing, for instance, I'm showcasing this camera. Is our camera. Imagine this is a camera. Now let's just imagine how we can start it. Hey guys, welcome. In today's video I'm going to be showing you our new camera that we just got. I ordered it and here it is. Look at it. Do you see how amazing it is? Now, as I made this video, I made it and I've recorded it. If I am to edit it, I would make it to be like so. When I say, look at it, do you see how it is? Amazing! So I could add that zoom in effect, all right? And then a text overlay could show. This text overlay, I'm not going to make it to be small in the font. I would make it to be huge. It could be huge, like from here to here, huge. The font would be huge. I could use all capital letter cases, make it to be capital, not lower cases, but uppercase. All right, make it to be huge so that you can also feel the excitement as well. So when you are editing, you could make big fonts for huge, maybe when you're excited to show emotion, for shouting. Now if you're saying something in whisper, like here's a secret, I could add a small text overlay up there, like here's a secret. So I could just add those few movements to bring life. All right. Hi King Vina, how are you doing? Welcome to the live for today. So you could also do that, and you could make your text to slide in. Don't just bring the text like boom. Just make it to slide in or make it to fade in. All of these can help you in your editing skills, all right, in your editing your videos, and it will turn out to be a success. You could even make it to bounce, the text to bounce. You could make it to pop if it has that pop feature. Don't just make it to be that the text just appears randomly. You could add like pop, slide in, fade in, all of that, even bouncing as well. And you don't need to over decorate it. You don't need to over decorate it. Just make it to be clean, make it to be expressive. All of those things, they definitely make it the video to be wow, makes it to be beautiful in it all. Okay, so this is what we have been talking about so far in our video editing. I really love the questions that we are asking. Any other questions, just let me know and I'll be sure to answer them all. Okay, so as a recap of what we have learned so far, we've seen what editing means. It is like telling a story. And every video that you're posting, keep it in mind, is telling a story, whether it's in the format of comedy, in the format of dance, in format of skit, in format of day in my life, in the format of a product review, like when I was imagining that this is our camera. Let me fold it so that it looks like our camera. Like our camera, sort of. So every post you're making is telling a story. So if you're editing, ask yourself this question: what is the beginning of my story? What is the middle of the story? And what is the ending of the story? All right? And when you are editing the video, keep in mind you don't need to make it to be that it is like a statue talking. Remember, we say you can film from different angles. Film from different angles, even if it's to turn your phone slightly, film from different angles. And you could also add movements like walking into frame. I also explained all of that. You walk into frame. All of that can also help you to make your edits to be wow. All right? Now, no one is perfect, so practice makes improvements. As you are improving in these areas, it will make your videos to stand out. And then we also mentioned sound, the timing, how to use sound. You could add like a ding if something is revealed, like the bell, a ding, or if something goes wrong, you could use that rewind sound, or you could use this the sound they use when things go wrong, or maybe when emotional things happen. You could use a whoosh kind of sound when transitions are taking place. So all of these, you could definitely use them when you are editing a video. I also mentioned using the split tool. Despite no matter the editing app you are using, you could use the split tool, all right, to cut out those parts you don't need. You could add a zoom in. I also mentioned how you can use the zoom in to zoom out areas to emphasize reaction or words that you are saying. You could also add text overlay for humor, for emphasis, or to explain things quickly. Things that you may not have added in the video, you could just use text overlay. Also mention how to use the text overlay. You blur the background of that text so that the words will pop up. I also mentioned how you can go about it and how to keep it simple. When you are editing, you don't need to use 10 edits, like 10 effects to be flying here and there. Edit is here, edit is there. Remember, it is you that your audience has to focus on. The effects are meant to add life to it. So you don't need to overpopulate the videos with many effects. Just use few. And if you're adding this edits, make sure to add captions so that even if somebody is watching it on mute, they can be able to understand better what is happening. So it's also recommended to add captions when you're adding these edits to your videos. All right, so here's what you need to remember as a summary of what we've learned. I hope you've gotten at the start of this video, even in the description, I also mentioned you should get a writing material. So this is what we have to summarize everything we've learned so far. The first thing is this: you don't need a fancy tool to tell your story. I've mentioned that it doesn't matter, it's not the editing app that matters, it is the skills. So it is the how to do it, not where to do it. And you don't need to have a big budget. Simply using your phone, if you have an editing app, you could use it. With the tips I've shared, it can help you. Hi Egda Basi, how are you doing? How's your day going? Welcome to today's live. Thanks for joining. All right, so you don't need to have a big budget to join. You could just use what you have and join. And you don't need to be perfect, okay? You don't need to be perfect in order to be powerful in these editing skills, because the best creators in the world, they all started with their phones. Unless you were able to have a camera before you started your content creation journey, a phone is what many content creators use. And you also have your idea. You also need to have that courage to keep showing up no matter what the challenge may be. Just keep showing up. Now remember, editing is just your way of giving that idea that you have in your head, giving that idea the love that it deserves. So keep it fun, keep it real, and keep going. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it discourage you. Come what may. All right? So don't let it discourage you. Just continue posting, and then you'll be able to get the results later on. So that is what we have for today. Thank you all for joining. I'm really excited that all of us were able to join in today, and I was able to answer many of the questions that you had. I'm really excited to see all of you here for today. Thank you so much for joining. So in our next live stream, we'll be learning further tips that can also help you as a content creator, be it in the tips and the hacks, like we mentioned, the editing tips and the hacks that I hope that can help you out. And we'll also be diving deeper into the creator era, how to go about it, come what may, how to make videos that stand out, how to grow your community, build your audience. So I'll be sharing all of these tips with all of you. But for now, we're going to call it a day. So thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next live stream or in the next videos that I make. So thanks so much for joining. If you have any other questions, be sure to ask it in the comments moment the replay is available. Yesterday's live stream, the replay is available, so I'm going to add that in the community tab for others who may have missed it. And this one, when it is available, I'll be sure to also add it in the community tab to let you all know. Hi Kaina Mikali, hello, welcome for joining, welcome and thanks for joining in today's live. All right, so if you have any questions, you can ask when the replay is available. I'll be sure to reply you as soon as possible. Hi Jamel, how are you doing? Oh, hi Skylar, how are you doing? Hi, my name is Marvy Scoarts. It's nice to meet you too. Hi Jamal, welcome. It's nice to see all of you here today. Good. I'm happy to see all of you here today. So that's how we'll be calling it a day for now. If you love the videos, you can give it a like and subscribe. And if okay, and if you would like to see more videos, click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified as to when the latest contents from my channel appears. You'll be able to be notified about it. So thank you so much for your love and support, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, and bye.